Minister of Human Services and Social Security launches the Women's Innovation and Investment Network. GPHC completes the first successful kidney transplant in the region. West Coast gas station robbed, employees assaulted during the ordeal. In the region, Castillo was named president-elect in Peru's election, and internationally, Wall Street ends sharply lower as Delta variant spooks investors. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Police are looking into an alleged armed robbery and assault at a gas station on the west coast of the Marara. Esther Sobers has more.
Police are investigating an alleged armed robbery at the Sur gas station on New Road, Breeden Hoop, on the west coast of the Marara. According to the police report, around 9:45 p.m., the gas station was closed and the supervisor was about to exit the premises when two armed men, both clad in black masks, ran into the gas station and held them up. One of the men discharged a round into the air, ran to the security guard on duty and assaulted him. The other suspect forced the female supervisor back into the office and demanded she handed over the keys to the drawer, which had an undisclosed amount of cash. He then left. The suspect then proceeded to the back of the gas station where he met with another employee. He hit the employee on the right side of his head with a weapon, causing him to receive injuries. The armed men made their getaway in a white car which was waiting for them a short distance away. The security guard and another employee were both escorted to the West Narara Regional Hospital, where they were treated and sent away. Investigations are ongoing. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Minister of Human Services and Social Security Dr. Vinaya Prasad on Monday launched the Women's Innovation and Investment Network program.
I take extreme pleasure in launching WIN.
During a simple launch held at Coventry, the minister said the program will serve as a stepping stone for women. She encouraged women to see themselves as winners as they commence training under the WIN program.
It is by no coincidence that we chose the acronym WIN, because I want women to see themselves as winners in our world. WIN spells out innovation and investment, and another critical word, which is networking, because it is envisaged that you will develop a strong network among yourselves, because each one of you will have your own dream. Each one of you will have your own goalposts that you are trying to attain, and each one of you would have had a deep-seated aspiration that through this first step, through WIN, you will use it to climb and attain greater heights.
The online and in-person training has been made available to women 17 years and older with no academic requirements. It has two components: professional care and information and communications technology. The minister said WIN aims to create a niche for women.
We thought it out because we wanted to ensure whatever you're doing under this program, it's accredited. So it gives you the opportunity to be employed, or, as I hope, to be the entrepreneurs of tomorrow.
Under the WIN program, Guyana Women's Leadership Institute receives several computers and will undergo total rehabilitation to equip women with the tools to be empowered. Additionally, Minister Prasad encouraged women to create opportunities through small businesses.
The government of Guyana is encouraging persons with small businesses to approach us as a government so that you can have grants and funding, so that these small businesses can become established, sustainable. So it's not only about starting, it's about ensuring that you can continue, you can build on what you would have commenced.
Persons who are interested in the annual program can apply online on the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's website or Facebook page. Men are also invited to apply. In this report, Esther Sobers tells us that a Berbice motorist, while suffering from an asthma attack, crashed into the iron rails on the Berbice River Bridge. Here's more.
A driver and several passengers are thankful to be alive after the pickup truck they were in collided with the rails of the Berbice Bridge last night after the driver suffered an asthma attack behind the wheel. According to reports, around 11:45 p.m., Mahmoud Hussein was driving a pickup truck with several other occupants, including a 7-year-old child. Hussein stated that he was traversing across the bridge at 30 kilometers per hour when he suffered an asthma attack and lost control of the vehicle. The vehicle subsequently slammed into the steel barricade on the bridge's northern side. He then left the truck and noticed severe damage to the front part. A passerby took the driver to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital, where he was seen and evaluated by a doctor on duty. Hussein was released after being treated for minor injuries on his body. The investigations are still ongoing. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. Elderly man robbed by 4 men in East Penitence, and GPHC completes first kidney transplant in the region.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop price smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Tastes so good. It's gotta be made with Alabama Baker wheat flour. Produced from quality soft winter wheat and quality enzymes to give a superior product that's guaranteed to be luscious, delightful to taste, and stays fresher longer. Alabama Baker wheat flour is perfect for breads, roti, puri, pastries, chow mein, pastas, and many other delights. Imported and distributed by Alabama Trading. 6566 Robb Street, Borda, and 23 Lombard Street. Telephone 225-5800.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. On Monday, the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation completed the first successful kidney transplant in the region at the Neurology and Kidney Transplant Department. The transplant was conducted on Dr. Jermaine Bristol, who traveled from Grenada to undergo the surgery. Her 19-year-old son, Jerome Bristol, donated his kidney to her. Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, extended congratulations to Dr. Kishore Prasad and his team for completing the surgery. He said the ministry is committed to providing the necessary tools to enhance the capacity of the department. treatment. The minister said the government is working on improving the delivery of health care services, not just for Guyanese, but for those in the Caribbean. Quote, "Our vision for the healthcare sector is one where we can develop a number of services that is not only going to be for our patients here in Guyana, but we envisage the next few years that we will be able to offer those healthcare services to other citizens in the Caribbean region." End of quote. The head of the transplant team, Dr. Saad, explained that there were several complications. He disclosed that while the kidneys started working almost immediately post-surgery, it took almost 3 weeks before Dr. Bristol's kidneys started working. However, efforts were made to ensure her kidneys are back to normal function, so she will be able to live a normal life. Meanwhile, Dr. Bristol thanked the government and people of Guyana for providing her with, quote-unquote, a new lease on life. An elderly man was allegedly robbed by 4 bandits in East La Penitence. Esther Sobers has more on that story.
A 63-year-old man was allegedly robbed this morning at Fremont Street, East La Penitence by 4 bandits, 2 of whom had handguns. According to police accounts, the victim was on his way home about 6 a.m. when the perpetrators attacked him. They were on 2 blue motorcycles. Both pillion riders dismounted their respective motorcycles and held the victim at gunpoint and demanded the items, but the man resisted. One of the perpetrators then hit the man with a gun in his face and discharged a shot into the air, causing the victim to receive minor injuries. The other pillion rider then relieved the victim of $4,500 cash, 1 white Samsung tablet valued at $45,000, 1 blue cellular phone valued at $25,000, and several documents. They subsequently mounted their respective motorcycles and escaped. Investigations are ongoing. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Police are investigating a stabbing incident on Monday night at Murphy Dam, West Bank, Berbice, which left a 25-year-old Mahendra Singh of West Bank, Berbice hospitalized in a critical condition. Inquiries disclosed that, according to the victim's wife, around 9:30 p.m., she was involved in an argument with her sister about taking her husband home to sleep because he was highly intoxicated and acting as a nuisance. She further claims that as she took her husband away, an identifiable man approached them and stabbed the victim in the right side of his chest with a glass bottle. The man was taken to the Fort Wellington Hospital, where he was seen and examined by a doctor on duty. He has since been transferred to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital, where he is currently receiving treatment. His condition is listed as critical. Police continues to search for the suspect as investigations continues. Don't go away after the break. Castillo named president-elect in Peru's election, and the UN calls for urgent help for victims of DRC conflict. But before that, here is the bridge retraction schedule.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
For decades, milk has remained the same. Until now. Introducing the Great Dairy Full Cream Milk from Alabama Trading. Enriched with vitamins A to D and calcium to promote healthy teeth, strong bones, and vitality. Great Dairy Milk is delicious and fortified to encourage healthy cell growth within the body. No wonder it's the #1 brand of milk produced in Ireland. Now available nationwide in 400-gram packages at leading supermarkets and wholesale vendors. Distributed by Alabama Trading.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop Price Smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Left-wing candidate Pedro Castillo has officially been named Peru's president-elect. A teacher and union leader, Castillo is a new face in electoral politics and has campaigned on a platform of wealth redistribution. Al Jazeera's Marina Sanchez reports.
Pedro Castillo, the 51-year-old rural primary school teacher, is now president-elect. He won on the promise he won't forget poor Peruvians.
How can ministers and politicians earn such salaries when our children have no internet, our schools are falling apart, families are begging for oxygen, homes have no water or electricity? We will rescue this country to give our poorest families a home with dignity.
He grew up in a poor family in a remote Andean village, but in 2017 Castillo led a successful nationwide teachers' strike, which supporters say gave him credentials to lead the country.
I give Pedro the perspective to go forward into a national fight. We have showed we can also govern with experience from our towns as mayors and governors, and now the country. Previous leaders have been unable to resolve the direst problems.
But Castillo has many scared. He first told voters he'd nationalize some industries, redistribute wealth, and rewrite the constitution.
They say Castillo will take away your home, your savings, your land. That is completely false. We have to understand that we must put things in order.
Though he's toned down his rhetoric, critics don't believe him. They say Castillo and his supporters stole the election. They won't accept the results.
These people have come here to sow hatred. They've come to the capital with their machetes to threaten us, and we will not allow it.
Castillo doesn't have any criminal record.
And internationally, across the United States, concerns about another coronavirus surge have hit the Wall Street. Investors say fears over the fast-spreading Delta variant may slow down economic recovery. Al Jazeera's Gabriel Alonso reports.
Fears of the Delta variant going up, leading to worries of more lockdowns and further strain on the global economy, and thus the stock market going down. Monday was the worst day for the market this year. The Dow was down more than 2%, while the S&P was also in the red, closing down more than 1.5%. Adding to the worries, on Monday, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control issued a more severe warning, telling U.S. citizens they should avoid traveling to the United Kingdom. The U.S., for the most part, is back open. Earlier this month, there was even a parade in New York City celebrating essential workers who helped the city get through the worst moments of the pandemic. But was the celebration premature? There are worries of how renewed lockdowns to combat the Delta variant could stall the U.S. economy and suppress global economic growth. Investors also worried about creeping inflation. But the Delta variant is not new, so why are the markets suddenly reacting to it now?
I think there's just a lot of, movement going on in the overall, right? You have the variant, you have inflation, and you had a market that was at all-time highs. So I think it's giving people a reason to say, hey, I need to start to take some profits.
But the stock market is not always the best indicator of how the real economy is doing. And that's why on Monday, President Joe Biden was quick to point out a different economic indicator that looks a lot more promising, and that's jobs.
The economy was sputtering before I got here, adding only 60,000 jobs per month for 3 months before I was sworn in. But now, 6 months later, we've changed that. We've gone from 60,000 jobs per month to 60,000 jobs every 3 days.
Monday's market was not a collapse, but a worrisome wobble, at least a sign that COVID jitters will linger for a while longer. The next 3 weeks will be key to determining the variant's path and the future of the economic recovery. Gabriel Ozondo, Al Jazeera, New York.
And finally, in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, the United Nations is calling for urgent help to protect people who have been forced from their homes. Al Jazeera's Laura Burden-Manley reports.
Elodie can finally give comfort to her children after walking for 2 days in torrential rain to find safety. She had dashed from her home in the Democratic Republic of Congo's northern Kivu region after armed groups had descended on her village.
We had no food and we had no money to pay for a vehicle. My children's feet were swollen and our feet hurt. Where we were staying, we were rained on all the time and we had nowhere to sleep. Now we are settled.
This camp in Beni is becoming crowded and the UN Refugee Agency says it's overstretched. The region has faced many emergencies. Ongoing fighting with rebel groups in 2 provinces in Kivu and Ituri, the after effect of Goma's Mount Nyiragongo's volcanic eruption in May, and the World Food Programme says nearly 7 million people in the region are facing hunger.
We assist in emergency, so we provide tarpaulin to IDPs who have recently been displaced so that they can themselves help build some emergency shelter.
Elodie was just one of 2 million people who had been pushed out of northern Kivu in the past 2 years. That's where more than 100 armed groups are operating. The provinces of North Kivu and Ituri in the east of DRC were placed under military rule in May to stop escalating violence which had plagued this region for years. But it wasn't enough to prevent a rebel attack in displacement camps and nearby villages a month later. At least 14 people were killed, more kidnapped, and homes scorched. Now mass graves mark the area. Many pushed east into this camp in Beni, but people live in constant fear of attacks, and with overcrowded, tattered tents. People such as Bagatua were moved into this local school, but he says it's only a temporary solution.
As classes are resuming, soon the director may ask us to leave. My stay here is long overdue, but I don't know where to go next.
People have attempted to return home. Some say the violence has forced them out many times. But the UN says it's low on funding and can't accommodate the sheer volume of people seeking help. Laura Burden-Manley, Al Jazeera.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Thursday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, stay safe and take care.